this is an artist panel with Core Gallery, and we're here with BLAC. So why don't you guys tell us what BLAC is?
Hello. So we're BLAC, which stands for the Black-Led Art Coalition. We were founded this past summer, um, and we are PCA's first Black student union or student organization that focuses on being a safe space for students of color.
Why don't you all introduce yourselves? Delana, why don't you start?
Yeah, I'm Delana. I am a junior illustration major.
I'm Kendall. I'm a illustration major, and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Shazim Suksagan. I'm illustration senior.
Isaiah, junior fine art major.
All right. So we're doing this talk, but why are we here? Like, what are we doing? Tell us about your show.
Yes, our show, While I Breathe, I Hope. It's the show to honor Black History Month, as well as celebrate Black futures and experiences that are happening today. We didn't want our show to focus on historical aspects of Black history, but more we wanted to celebrate what we're doing today.
I like that. So what has curating this show been like for you guys? Like, what has it been like personally? What have you guys done for it?
I myself haven't done much curating for the show, but I did make a piece specifically for the show. And I have seen the pieces that were curated and selected for the show. And they've all been like lovely. I think one of my favorite parts about seeing the pieces for the show and making the pieces for the show is kind of not the focus on struggles, because a lot of Black art galleries and a lot of Black history and pro-Black media is about the struggles, but with struggles comes joys, and there's lots of things to focus on there as well. So like one of Delana's pieces are just about like enjoying a game of cards with her family. One of my pieces is about my mother. Like, it's nice seeing these pieces celebrating the joys of Black life instead of just the struggles.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I was, oh my goodness, I've been like with this gallery curation like since day one. I helped come up with the name for the gallery, helped come up with the general concept for it. I even created a piece for it. It's just like, it kind of embodies everything that we as Black people strive for and what we hope for, which is, I mean, for the name of the show, While I Breathe, I Hope, it's like everything that our ancestors have worked towards, like we work towards, like our community has worked towards, to just, have a better future and, continue to keep the faith in ourselves, basically.
Yeah. We've all seen it in 2020, especially in the summer with Black Lives Matter. I just remember like on social media only seeing posts of police brutality and that really getting to me. So I didn't want to create a show that just focused on that. I wanted a show where people can look at and have a sense of joy and happiness from it. Even though we do have pieces that focus on other topics, we also wanted to have joy in our show.
Definitely. I don't want to say anything that wasn't already repeated, of course, but I definitely feel like just being able to focus on something that's more about what we're striving for and not what has been happening. What has been happening, what has happened or anything like that. I don't know, I just feel like it'll be a little bit, what's the word? I had the word in my head, I was waiting for it, but it's slipped. So we're going to switch the gears a little bit. And I'm going to say, I like being able to represent what we want, like our wants in the world, instead of our fears or what exactly has happened throughout history or what we're afraid of doing, like not being able to step outside without feeling whatever. So just being able to switch the gears a little bit and being able to show that our representation should not only be negative, and it's not only us or people feel like we're complaining or anything like that. Is that this is not all we think about. We still have things that are going for us. We still have things that are going to be coming to us because of us. So that is exactly what I feel like really should be being represented. And I also feel like that's what the show is embodying.
Yeah, I think the curation is really strong in that you guys have given a very hopeful set of work, and everything's very bright and uplifting, especially there's so much colorful work in the show, and I'm really excited for you guys to debut your show and show everyone that. What I guess we kind of talked about this, but we can just like kind of talk about it again. What inspired you to do or create the show that you have in store for us?
Who would know?
I mean, we were, I know, I just vividly remember this. When we were coming up with the show, at least the concept and the title, I kept talking about different shades of Black, in the sense that there are different stories to be told, because not every Black person experiences the same thing. Some people grew up in a more urban area, while some other people lived in a more like rural suburban area. So everybody has a different story. So we wanted to be able to highlight that in this show, so then like so someone doesn't feel pressure to exactly make something that's, you know, have a little more of a negative connotation, but like you can talk about the good experiences that you've had.
Definitely. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna agree pretty much in saying that even I feel like the things that really pushed for this being a theme, like pushed at the show being about that, was just day-to-day life, waking up a certain way or feeling a certain way or having gone through certain things, or just even in this case, I guess, looking a certain way, having such a huge impact and effect on just the climate around you and everything that goes on around you. I feel like it was one of, even just personally, my like top influences on even the work that was created for the show.
Yeah, anything to add from you or Delana or Shazim?
I mean, I agree with everything that was said.
Yeah, I have nothing to add.
I just don't want to step on anyone's toes and start moving forward if we're not ready. Why the name Will I Breathe I Hope? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah. So when we were having a meeting to create our name, we were just looking through different phrases, like either phrases that describe emotions that don't have like names for or definitions, or we were looking through like Latin terms, and I can't really remember the Latin term that was "While I Breathe, I Hope." That's what it translated to, but when we saw that, we all instantly related to it, and it was actually a bit emotional because I think after the year that we just had, a title like that was just something that represented how we all felt at the time.
I think it's entirely accurate for the show. Especially because it is like, again, the show is it's very colorful. It brings me a lot of hope, especially for this season coming up. We're trying to do a lot of shows like this where we're highlighting groups that aren't as shown as often. So I really loved your title, and I felt it was very, very strong. Is there anything you're really excited to share with us in this show?
Me personally, I would say the entire experience, honestly. And that's pretty much it, because the show it's quite literally just the thoughts and emotions of everybody. So I feel like just sharing that and just being able to share a singular thing, it's strong already, even just thinking about it. So I think that's the most exciting part, of just being able to share the show just as a complete experience and something that was put together by inquiring minds, by everybody pretty much. So the overall.
Yeah, I pretty much agree exactly with Isaiah. Like that arguably is definitely like the most exciting part. Everybody's different voices, collectively being in one space. to be seen and experienced all at once. It's like not something that I'm sure many of us have experienced at all. So it'll be a nice experience for us, and it'll be nice to have our experiences seen and heard and discussed and thought about, you know.
I'm excited for people to see the stories that are told through the artwork. There's definitely like artwork that's more relatable to a lot of people, especially work about families. But then there's also works that talk about, like for example, Shazim's design that focuses on hate crimes and injustices that have happened in the past and today. So I think it will give people a range of kind of what, at least what we experience, whereas we have like regular days, and we also have days where we think about our ancestors and what they went through, and that's something that we all kind of have to live and grow up with and then pass on to future generations. So.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with everybody. I think I'm just like the most excited for everybody to see the range of art that we have, because like not only is there a range in subject matter, but it's like a range in medium. There's photography, there's like collage, there's paintings. I'm really excited for everybody to see that, but then also, like everyone else said, to visually see the stories and everyone else's like thought process behind their piece.
Yeah, your curation is super, super awesome. It's definitely a huge show. All right. Does being a Black artist affect your artistic process and your approach to the future?
Ooh. Who want to start off with this question?
You can start.
Oh, I shouldn't have said nothing. I'm joking. I think the summed up answer would be yes. Just yes to the whole thing. I don't know if I already touched on it a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna say it again, but just the experiences that being a Black artist, just being Black, that you have to go through. It's something that was like, it connects us all, to be completely honest. I don't know, another way to put it is connects us all just by default, whether we like it or not. So being able to even just like take that and form it into something that's a form of celebration, quite literally, is, I don't know the right words, but it's beautiful, to be honest with you. Extremely excited about it. So definitely the joint experiences, and even within those experiences that we've all had that are similar, the differences in each little like sub pocket, and the tiny tweaks of each life, because nobody's lives are gonna be always the same, no matter how you look. So being able to touch on all of those, I definitely will say it's exciting. It's exciting, yes. So it definitely has had a huge impact on me.
Kendall or Delana, one of you guys can go.
Okay, I'll go. I think it does, but I'm not really sure how to describe it, because a lot of the work that I do is kind of just what I feel at the time. So, I mean, I guess with like how I choose to do hair for the that I draw, or the color palettes that I choose, the settings. I think that's what really affects my work. I work just a lot based off of emotion and music. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how that really ties with my experience as growing up Black, but yeah, like there's something there that really just like connects my work with my experiences. So.
Yeah, I kind of disagree, Delana. I don't know how it really ties into my work. I don't want to say that it doesn't matter to me, but like definitely, I think it's the way I choose. I think it's just like the way I choose how I like illustrate things. I mean, growing up, we would often go to like my grandparents' house. They have like those kind of creepy African paintings, but you kind of vibe with them for some reason. So like I think that's definitely inspired my work as I've grown up and into like the artist I am today. But I feel like I don't know. I just think knowing that like how everybody else has different views of it as well. Like, because when you talk to other Black artists, sometimes you feel like you have to make Black art, or you have to make stereotypical Black art. But like, you know, being in a community like PCA&D and seeing a bunch of like different Black artists, and they're making stuff that isn't what you would stereotypically think is like Black art. I'm like, oh, I can do that too. So I think like in the future, I don't feel like I'm trapped in this box necessarily, but I can more expand upon my own practices.
I think for me, I think more so recently than ever, I would probably say a lot of my experiences and me being a Black artist has been influencing my work quite a bit, honestly. Like even as simple as like choosing to use more Black figures rather than like Caucasian or Hispanic figures or something like that. And a lot of my work has been a lot more like visceral, a lot angrier, especially when dealing with a lot of Black subject matter, because a lot of the hardships I've had in my life from being Black, I've only just recently come to like fully realize them, fully acknowledge them, and fully deal with them. And I think being a Black artist as well, like I've also acknowledged that there are very few of us, not just here at PCA&D, but in general as well. So I think like learning about other Black artists and taking influences from them have been affecting my work a lot, honestly. So I'd say the Black experience has been influencing my work quite a bit within the past like 2 or so years.
Yeah, I think it's something that most people don't even think of, that everybody has a different experience and that really affects your work, whether it's something you see or not. It's also why I'm really excited to put on this show, to kind of highlight, like, these are artists we don't always think about, and we need to think about them more, and we need to be thinking about everybody. So I'm super thrilled to have you guys to do this talk and all of the show. So we'll move on to our next question. What themes or subject matter do you lean towards in your own work?
Ooh.
Sorry if these questions feel almost repetitive.
It's fine.
It's fine. I feel like it's like delving into another topic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we kind of reached the surface, but now like we can dive deep in.
Yeah. Could you repeat the question one more time for me, actually?
What themes or subject matter do you lean towards in your own work?
I definitely surrealism and surrealist ideas, but trying to ground those in like actual experiences I've had or things that are happening in reality, like a weird marrying of them. Because a lot of my work, I'm sure anyone here can tell you, is very aggressive. I like to attack the eyes, whether that be with colors or my absurd subject matter. And a lot of that, again, comes from my experiences, because I am a generally angry person. Weird sentence to say, but I think, you know, especially when it comes to like art about my life, I tend to choose subject matter wise the more difficult parts to deal with or discuss, and trying to marry those like difficulties with the weird like surrealism or the weird like intenseness and like dramaticism that is in like a lot of my work, I think is probably, yeah, that's it.
Who's next?
I can go. So the subject matter in my art is, well, it's quite literally everything in my subconscious, the things that maybe I'm too afraid to think about, or the things that I just don't want to think about. So it's practically, I call it dream art personally. It's just, but to be honest with you, our are dreams to me, or just things that I've been through coming back to be rehashed at a time that I'm not actively trying to think about it, because maybe I just don't really feel like feeling a certain type of way. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put it off. And the thing about when we put stuff off, y'all know it always comes right back. So if not now, it's gonna come back eventually. So being able to take, it's quite literally almost every single time me taking experiences and just putting them into my work one way or another, whether they're through random portraits of people that I don't really know but loosely resemble people but aren't actually people, or whether it's just colors that I remember seeing that made me feel a certain type of way, and I'm like, all right, this is the emotion that I'm feeling right now, and that's what I'm going to put into my work, whether the world is making me angry, whether the world is making me sad, whether I'm making myself angry or sad. That's what I'm going to really reflect in my work, because the work is quite literally a reflection of just how I'm feeling, to be honest, or what I've been through or what's going on. Because I grew up being told that you're a product of your environment. So what's going on around you, what is even has gone on around you, it's going to really affect you, whether we like to admit it or not. So I think that's definitely the subject matter of my work, is just response and reaction, actively or inactively.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next. So I think my work really deals with identity, and not to get like too personal with it, but as I grew up, I constantly had people tell me how I should act and how I should talk, like everything like that, based on being Black. So I never really was able to create my own identity until high school and college. So a lot of like the self-portraits I do, I try to represent my identity through my hair, because my hair has been a topic of my life for my whole life. So yeah, that's really a lot of what my work's about, representing who I am through my work. And even when I listen to music, um, whatever I'm hearing is how I take on a painting or a piece. So yeah.
I don't know. I think my subject matter definitely ranges, because sometimes it could be like more personal, but I don't know. I like to see the like happiness in things. So even like, I don't know, the world is ending. Like all of 2020, I'm like, the world is freaking ending, but at least I'm around my friends and people who respect me type situation. So whenever I make art, I kind of think of more of the hopeful side of it, even if it's a little bit of a darker piece. But like when it comes to my self-portraits, I don't know, because I'm just like my identity for me is not all over the place, but like I feel like I'm put together in a sense, but like the way I express myself can often, like, I don't know, it's not, I don't want to say jarring, but like sometimes people be a little put off by it, like, oh, ooh. I don't like, I guess just from being told like all of my life, it's like I'm not Black enough, I guess, quote unquote, but like realistically, like like I said previously, there's different shades of Black. Not everyone is going to be like Shazim with the afro. Some people wear their hair straight. Some people have braids. Some people have really pretty curly hair. And I think I just like to represent that in all of my art, if it's through my characters, my like just kind of like simple designs, and even like my abstract work. It's all just kind of like the diversity that there is.
I think that's important, and I always love this question because I love to hear artists talk about where their work comes from. So I love the next question too. What is an artistic goal you have for the future, or just in general?
Are we allowed to say to be happy?
That's a great one.
Because to be honest, oh my gosh, happiness, I thought it was overrated at first. I was like, you know what, we're gonna go through the struggle. That's just how life is. But now that I guess have been able to truly express like the things that I feel, or the things that I'm really thinking about through my art and stuff like that, I truly feel like that is absolutely the goal. Either making work, like creating work that makes me happy, or creating my happiness through my work, no matter which way it goes. I think that's definitely one of my personal goals.
I love that.
I feel like Isaiah speaks for all of us that like I think everybody just wants to be happy, but I think like it doesn't really matter for me. My artistic goal is always to make something that I'm happy with. I never want to be at a point in my life that I'm just creating and I'm not enjoying it or I'm not liking what I'm creating because it doesn't make me happy. You should follow your passions in life, and if it like I don't know exactly how the old saying is, but if it doesn't bring you joy anymore, throw it out. So like if you should make stuff that brings you joy, because if you don't make stuff that brings you joy, it's basically kind of like, I don't want to say garbage, but it's just like it's not really worth your time. It's not worth dwelling on.
Definitely. How about your Dylan or Shazim?
I guess I'll go. Yeah. So I guess a goal that I don't really talk about, but like I would honestly really love to like produce my own like animated show. That
Bro, that's pretty fire, man.
Yeah, what?
Definitely an awesome goal.
I think for me, it's to, as petty as it sounds, it's to prove my as petty as it sounds, it's to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my life growing up, like I love my sister to death, but she was always like the star child. And especially once I started only caring about my art and not the rest of my education. Don't do that, by the way. I don't recommend it. I really started kind of, things did not look great for me. And a lot of people didn't think I was going to get to college, let alone graduate. And so I think right now, especially as a senior, my primary goal is to just prove them wrong. Sorry, but don't.
I think that's a goal we all have, especially art kids. It's kind of like the middle finger to be like, I made it, I'm done, and I did it. So I love that goal too. All of your goals are, I mean, no one's gonna tell you your goals suck, but like they're awesome, all of them.
I do want to add one quick thing. Sorry, but
yeah,
on top of us doing it, it's during a pandemic, so we gotta add that. Because not only did we get past the things people said we weren't going to, we did that shit during a pandemic while everybody was going crazy. So, I'm just, you can keep adding, but it's not going to stop because I'm just letting people know. That's it. Sorry.
Yes. Not only are we proving them wrong, we're proving them that we're stronger than we ever thought we could be.
As we should, yes, ma'am.
If there's anything I like, it's being petty and proving people wrong.
Sometimes you just have to.
Totally.
Really?
What is something that you hope artists can take away from both? I'm gonna say both this exhibition and this talk. Like, what do you hope that people bring away from this?
We got pick one.
Just I don't know. List them out. Whatever you want. We have time.
Personally, I want to say the first thing is being educated 100%, because I'm not going to say this whole show is about educating people, but for me, like I know even in my work, like I truly want people to learn something, whether it's not to treat someone different because of their physical appearance or anything like that, or whether it's, hey, you can do this because I did it. I went through something, or I went through what you went through as well, being the same race as me. And we, like, if I can get through it, I'm sure that you can. And if you cannot, then hopefully this show lets you know that there's something in you that can, because we did it. And I'm not going to say no one's special, but I'm like, what makes us truly that much different from you? So if we had the power to, you can as well. And if you feel like you cannot, let us know. We're gonna help you get there. That's I think that's one of my top things that I want people to really take away. Like,
I love that.
I kind of want people to take away, since we didn't curate the show to be so historical, I kind of want people to understand that it's not our job to educate them. Throughout all of Black History Month, there's going to be so much education things and topics that are going to be happening. And I want people to understand that, you know, to take time to educate themselves on history, on current events. Yeah, because the show is really just for us and to spread hope throughout the community. It's not a show to educate about 400 plus years of what's been happening in this country. So yeah, that's what I hope people take away from this.
Yeah, I want this to be like a warm hug, in the sense that, like, kind of like wrapping together what Isaiah said and what Delana said, how like this is to be more empowering, kind of like empowering, goodness gracious, how like, yeah, we did it, you can too. And you know, like, if you are kind of lost on hope, you can see our exhibition, our art, and like even kind of like how our personalities have come through this Google Meet call, that you too can do it. But then also this is like an opportunity for people to you know, become educated. So if you see a like I want to say like a topic or a subject matter that in like our studio practices or in this exhibition that is, I don't know, I don't want to say confusing, but like, you know, interests you, you can definitely do some more research on it and become more knowledgeable, not on history, but just like on the, I don't want to say the everyday struggle, but like the everyday struggle. And, you know, just kind of just the everyday life, honestly, like, because there's life has its up and downs. There's the happy parts, which we wanted to represent in the show, but there's also the underlying struggling parts and hardships.
I definitely think something I want people to glean from this show, and from this talk as well, is fucking. Oh wait, am I allowed to curse?
I think I did it too.
Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, that's my go-to word when I'm thinking, when the cogs are turning. I think I want people to understand that, like, you know, like it was said just a second ago, our life ain't just all struggles, but you know, the joys that come with that struggles are the brief moments of respite, and we deserve to acknowledge those. We deserve to have those. Like, our struggles aren't meant to be put on display to gawk at, or to be like, oh man, look at how hard they have it. Because sure, we have it hard, but you know, with struggles comes joys, and we deserve to have those joys, and we deserve to have those joys celebrated. So I think, you know, that, I don't know why I said I think again. That's what I want people to glean from this.
Yeah, I think you keep saying with struggles is joys, and I think that's really important to keep in mind, because, and especially this year, like, everything has been so hard, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I love that message. This question's a fun one. If you had unlimited money and resources, would your art change, and in what ways? So it doesn't just have to be your art, it could be the way that you exhibition, or even like, what would you do with that?
To be honest, I don't even think my art itself would change. I feel like my art would stay the same, but the resources that I now have would definitely help that art just be across more platforms. So if anything, I would hope that the effect and the amount of people that I'm able to touch with my art would change for the positive reason, of course, hopefully for a good thing. But I don't really personally feel like my art itself much would really have any changes, other than maybe it would get larger because I can afford a bigger canvas or something. That's probably pretty much it. But other than that, I would hope that my art would still stay the same.
I I think my art would change. It'd be higher quality because I'd have an inkjet printer with a scanner built in.
Literally true. Yeah.
Not to mention as well, it probably would, if I'm being 100% honest. I think I'd feel a lot more freedom to experiment with a lot of different things. Not to mention as well, I think my subject matter might change a bit, just because, you know, money is power, and with more power is come far less concerns, honestly. So I think my art would change, not just in quality, but in subject matter as well, probably.
Very honest of you. Delana, Kendall?
I'll go. I don't know. I feel like maybe my subject matter would change, but I feel like I'll always be interested in the same kind of weird stuff that I'm interested in. So I really just kind of think maybe obviously the quality, and then maybe the mediums, because I normally stick to the same like 3 mediums: watercolor, digital, and like good old graphite. So maybe I feel like I'd explore more, try different sizes. I normally work small, so maybe if I have unlimited money, I won't be afraid that I mess up like a 20 by 36 canvas or something with something be like, ooh, it's over. No, I feel like, yeah, I feel like the subject matter might change, but mainly I feel like it's just like my resources and appearance in general, because I now just have money to throw away if I mess up.
I would produce my show.
That's a good answer. You have the money to do it.
Well, I mean, I guess I would also, I think I would want like an exhibition like this to travel around the country, around the world. Yeah, that's really it.
Man,
Yeah,
I feel like
I
I gave
think we
like
had
a
talked
super villain answer compared to everybody else's answers.
You're just the anti-hero. You're the anti-hero.
I think we had talked about this show traveling. I think we almost wanted to put it on loan, but with the pandemic right now, we couldn't. God, I'd want every show that Core puts on to travel.
Wouldn't that be great? That'd be fucking awesome.
That would be
yeah.
awesome. Do you have any artists that we should check out right now? Like anyone who you're just vibing with, or you think is just generally amazing all the time? Anyone?
Oh, do I got artists? All right, check it. Emory Douglas, Emory Douglas, born 1949. He was one of the lead printmakers for the Black Panther Party, and all of his prints are phenomenal. He did a lot of their like zines and a lot of their magazine and newspaper illustrations as well. He's a really skilled printmaker, and a lot of his topics are very hard hitting. He was part of the Black Panther Party, so that's a given.
I want to shout out all of our alumni, our Black alumni from PCA&D. There's a post on Core Gallery's Instagram page that highlights most of them, and then I tend to repost some of their artwork on the BLAC page. So check them out, support them as they have just started their artist journeys.
I'm the type of person to always, every time someone asks me for artist recommendations, I always point them towards my friend, honestly. But that's just me. So specifically, I want to say, check out everybody in this class. Check out all the artwork here. To be completely honest, because if it's something that's not only in the show, check out what's posted on Instagram and everything like that. Like everyone's different Instagram pages, just because even your peers as well. Definitely check out your peers' artwork. Stuff that maybe they don't show you or they don't really want to talk about. Maybe they post it up and they're just like, I'm gonna just leave it here and leave it open to interpretation or anything like that. It's it's so much that goes on in people's lives that we don't know about. So 100%, I'm gonna keep saying this. Check out all of your peers' artwork. You'll see exactly what's going on pretty quickly.
Why did you laugh the entire way through? Because
it's Isaiah.
Because it's me, and like I was like,
I was like, how did three people turn their cameras off? What is happening?
Stop. Okay. You stop laughing. All right. Now you made me lose my train of thought. I don't want to piggyback off of Delana, but it's kind of true. We have so many alum, and due to like this pandemic, it's kind of difficult for them right now. So honestly, checking out their work, supporting them, and honestly, this is what I do whenever I need to find new inspirations and new artists. I'll just go on the Instagram Explore page and just type in a topic that I'm currently interested in, and there's bound to be art there that you're going to enjoy. So it can be literally from anybody. But yeah, definitely look up the alums, and then kind of what Isaiah said too, your peers, because your peers can make some rad stuff, and then your peers can introduce you to artists that you never knew that you would find on your own. It's just like, oh, this person reposted this, I really like this, now I'm gonna follow this one, and it kind of just starts a whole community of like artist friends, artist supporting artist type thing. So yeah.
Man, I'm just really out here giving supervillain answers. Everybody's like, your friends. You're like, check out this guy.
Yours is like, that's what I'm talking about. Like how your answer, and now I'm gonna learn more, but also find art that like is also like that, and just create a network of, not a network, a freaking gallery of different artists that I can look at for inspiration and be like, dude, I like your freaking stuff. So you did good. You're the hero.
Yes.
You don't know my past.
Hey, a lot of good heroes have the darkest pasts.
That's what I'm saying.
You are correct.
Listen, I had to do some terrible things to get to this hot girl shit status that I'm at right now, right?
You at it. Don't even matter. You at it.
We'll have to repost. We'll have to pull up artists when we're doing our posts for this month. Yeah, so keep an eye out for Core's story, their Instagram story, and BLAC's, and everyone who's here. I guess we'll plug our Instagrams at the end. Yeah, just keep looking at social media, even though it's damn social media. I don't like social media. But yeah, it's the best place for art right now. There's so many people creating. So yeah, we'll have to post everyone's artist that they said on the story.
Kadir Nelson.
Yeah.
Just make a list of names, and we'll figure out how to post them on our Instagram story.
Bet. Don't even at me. I got you.
Our social media manager is incredible. So we can make magical things happen.
Word.
No, I swear I have a team of just like magicians. They just make things work, and it's incredible. I mean, you guys too. Like, this show isn't the easiest to just like pull out of thin air, but we're making it happen, and you guys are making it happen more. So we have reached our last question, but I always like to ask one question before I ask, who do you want to plug and what do you want to plug? Did I not ask you something that you wanted to be asked? Do you have any questions that you wanted to get from tonight?
Nah, I'm chilling. I'm all good.
All right. I just have to ask. Sometimes you miss something. Sometimes the artist is sitting there and then you're like, ask me about what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
so
you never asked my tragic backstory. What's up with that?
Oh my god, so what's your tragic backstory? Maybe too deep for this.
Yeah, no, that's for next time.
Yeah, tune in for next time. We'll tell you our tragic backstories and why we're artists. Okay, so real last question. What you have to plug right now? Your Instagram, like, what you doing? What you want to talk about that you're really excited about for yourself? Doesn't have to anything to do with the show. Talk about yourself.
For me?
Delana, go.
On the spot.
Well, this isn't about me specifically, but the whole month of February, BLAC has things planned. Each Friday we have an event starting with trivia night, and then we're doing a movie night, and then we're doing a poetry slam. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have signups coming out, and everyone is able to participate. So that'll be really fun. We're also going to be having posts about like recommending like artists or books or movies from Black artists. Yeah. And then I guess for me,
Plug your social media. What's your art account?
oh, my art account, yes.
Where can we find you?
So my Instagram is Art Delana J. So Art Delaina J.
Awesome.
You have my
and what's BLAC's Instagram? Let's plug that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. BLAC BLAC.PCAD.
There we go. All right, who's next?
I can go. the thing, I don't even know what specifically I would really want to plug that hasn't already been spoken about. But
Plug your art account.
yeah, I'll do that. My art account at Complimentary Art on Instagram, all one word, no caps. COMPLIMENTARYART.
There we go. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Who's next?
I guess I'll go. I kind of have to plug this trivia night. It's gonna be freaking fire, and I don't say fire often.
Yeah,
fire. I am so excited. I put my heart and soul into this trivia night, and I want all of you to come because it's gonna be so much fun.
So
If
when's your trivia
everybody's
night?
there.
When's your trivia night?
It
Is
is
there a date?
February 12th. I'm pretty sure it starts at 6:30, and it's Kahoot. It's literally Kahoot. Nothing can get better than Kahoot.
You
So
have to come.
you have to
This
Yeah.
sounds fun.
be there or be square.
Oh, and
But,
what's your movie for movie night?
pretty sure it's going to be Roxanne. It is about a Roxanne Shante. She was a 1980s. I'm thinking 80s rapper, and it kind of explores the music industry for Black people, but also for a woman, which we really kind of just don't see in popular media these days. We're always kind of talking about the dudes, but sometimes we just want to hear about the ladies sometimes. So it's gonna be that's gonna be good, and then the poetry slam. I just want to I like poetry. I'm not very good at reciting poetry, but I want to hear everybody else recite poetry so I can fake snap, because I also can't snap. This is going on a rabbit hole. Yikes. But yes, please, the poetry night's going to be a lot of fun too. And it's just going to be that one's going to be on Instagram Live, so it's very interactive for everyone. So I'm really excited for that. But
How are you hosting this poetry slam? Is it like
gotta stay tuned.
all right? That's a great way to answer that.
Stay
All the
tuned.
links for everything will be in our bio, except the poetry slam.
Everything will be in the bio.
Yeah, the sign up for the poetry slam will be in our bio though.
That
Awesome.
will be.
So Shazeen. Oh no, still going. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even plug myself. Cries in Spanish.
Oh, plug yourself. I'm so sorry.
I just had to put the trivia night on blast because that is my child that I'm now sending off to college. Okay, enough.
Plug yourself. I'm so sorry.
I'm only on Instagram, but you can follow me at KJ_Birb BIRB_.arts. I know it's a mouthful, but you'll see a little icon, little person with like a half purple, half black afro. That is me.
Right. It's JJ Burb.
Yep, Burb.
I don't have any. I don't have any fun, cool events to plug. But I got a Black Power mixtape. I didn't make it. It's literally a mixtape on my Spotify. I do not produce music. Don't get it twisted. All right.
Oh my gosh.
My Spotify, if you're interested in my Black Power playlist, is Shazim Suksizzy. That's ShazeemSueKSizzy.
That's so many S's.
Unfortunately, it's my name has a lot of S's. Also, I'm gonna plug a book. Whoa, yeah, I read. Contrary to what I say all the time, I don't read a lot often. But I'm reading a book from like the 80s, compiled by Angela Davis, famous Black liberationist, ex-Black Panther member. It's called If They Come in the Morning. Good book. It's about how unfair the prison system is, especially to political prisoners. So check that out. It's pretty fucking good. It's a little too smart for me though. I have to like look up words like every page, so it takes me like a solid 5 minutes to get through like one page. And lastly, I'll plug my art. It's okay, I guess. Follow if you want to. It's no skin off my back. It's Shazeem Suksagin. It's just my name. ShazeemSueksagan. My name is long. That's it, right there. It's got a picture of King Ghidorah that I did because that's the best kaiju from Godzilla. Don't even get me started on Godzilla. That's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. We don't got time for that.
Yeah, so lots of artists to follow. These guys especially. These guys are awesome. Also, once you see the show, we try to tag everyone who we're posting on our Instagram. But follow all the artists that you see in the show. Be nice. Give them love. They deserve all of the love you have.
If you don't, I'll fight you.
Yeah. Shazeem will fight you, so give them all your love.
Shazeem will fight.
Y'all mind if I plug a little bit? Just a little bit?
Of
All right.
course.
So I gotta plug Core Gallery. It is at PCAD_core_gallery. PCAD, PCAD, core, CORE, gallery. The way you spell gallery. GALLERY. My art page, sure. JE Visuals. So JEVIS. Oh my god, I can't spell visuals. Never mind. Follow my art account. It's pictures of cactus. It's JVisuals_710. I really can't spell visuals. I'm so sorry. Just drained.
It's okay. It's the first Friday of the semester, so that's gonna date it. Yikes.
Yeah. Follow all of these guys. Follow your artists. Give them love. Tell them how amazing their work is. Repost people's work. Good people, you know.
Go out into the world and make good choices.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, go out in the world and make good choices. And I think this is all we have for you, unless there's anything I'm missing. And take part in all these awesome Black events this semester, this semester, but like especially this month. Oh, and I'm gonna plug the next show. That's what I'm missing. Our next show is a feminist art show, and it's a super big deal for me. being a female in the arts. And you should submit work if you're a PCA&D student. And you should appreciate the ladies in your life because they're lovely and they're wonderful.
Ladies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and this was so much fun. And thank you guys for doing this. And I hope we can all do this again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for hosting us.
Of course.
Our
Always.
quiet but chaotic group.
You won't see me.
What did you say?
Sorry.
She said you'll see us, and I said you won't see me.
Please call.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're done here. Yeah, thank you.